Hello, one and all, Riker Eve here. Today I'm going to be doing a basic overview of what you're going to see when you start out in Helldivers 2. So we will get right on into this. So my ship is going to look different from yours. Yours is going to be very unfinished, as it were. So first area we're going to go to is this area. Now when you come over here, it's not going to look like this. It's actually going to be walled off right there. But if you go into your overview, you'll see your ship modules. Now to upgrade these, you need samples, and I will get to that in a moment. So you have your Patriotic Administration Center, your orbital cannons, your hangar, which is for your plane, and then the bridge, which is for tactical and other things of that sort, like cooldowns. And then there's the engineering bay, which is basically for your mortars and for your supplies. And then your robotics workshop, which is also for your mortars and turrets. Then there's vehicle customization. This is just skins that you can put on your ship. Stratagems you have to earn through requisition slips. Those are the yellow ones up there. And the samples is the green, orange, and pink one that you see up there. The metals, which is what you see now, which is the 50 out of 250, is for things of your war bonds. And that is the next thing we're going to go into. So your war bonds, you just hit acquisitions, and here's all your war bonds. I recommend doing this one first. This one is free. You don't have to unlock it. It's already unlocked for you. This one is free. It has most of your weapons and most of your boosters in there. So once you do that, then you can start looking through others. Most people would actually recommend going for democratic detonation because it has explosive weapons, which actually helps out with closing bug nests and delivering high payload damage to things like tanky enemies. But there is a lot now. Like there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's 21 war bonds. So yeah, that's a good amount of money if you actually do spend money in this game. Now let's go over to the map. Oh wait, but first, all these things, once you actually go through them, you have to go by page. So you can't just go all the way down to the bottom and just spend your money on things that are on the last page. Like if I didn't have any of this unlocked, I wouldn't have be able to buy this. You have to start on the first page and then work your way down, slowly spending. Now when you come up here to your map, you'll be introduced to this screen right here. Now up in the left hand corner, you will see the amount of Helldivers that are active. It's actually up. That's 106,000 divers. And then this is year to day that this game was released of enemies killed, Helldivers KIA, and bullets fired, which is 1.5 trillion. So down at the bottom, you have the Illuminates. These are like the zombie type of enemies. Then up here, you have the automatons, which are the robot enemies, and in my opinion, the one that makes my game freeze and lag and have frame rate issues. And then there's the Terminates, which are the bugs. Those are my favorite enemies that I like to fight. So you'll most often will see me there. But I can fight on every single faction. Now you'll see something at the top called the Democracy Space Station. Right now it's in hibernation because it just did a very big job of firing a huge weapon that made a planet into a black hole. We all voted on it, on which planet should be put into a black hole, and this one won. Now, so there's 10 levels to Helldivers. Right now, it's on trivial, so I'm gonna go through them very carefully with you guys. So, first one is trivial, which is primary objectives and enemy patrols, nothing else. Then there's 2, which is easy, which is allied tactical objectives and light outposts. So you'll start seeing things like nests and maybe a secondary objective or 2. Then there's medium, which is level 3. Secondary objectives, medium outpost, and heavily armored enemies. You'll start seeing tanks on this level. Level 4, challenging. Enemy tactical objectives, heavy outposts, and heavily armored enemies. Basically more of the same, they're just a little bit tougher. 5, hard. You'll actually start seeing a lot more stuff. You'll start seeing modifiers for the maps that you're on to make your game just that little bit more difficult, and your enemies will actually start to be more aggressive to you. And also to note, the higher up you go on that scale, the more enemies you have to deal with. So trivial, there's barely anything. As soon as you get to the other end, they're everywhere. You can't avoid them. See, it's extreme. This is where you actually start getting super samples, but you only get like 2 or 3 a mission. Again, you'll see tactical objectives have increased, massive enemies, and heavily armored enemies. Massive enemies. This is where you'll start seeing things like Bile-Titans or the very huge enemies that will be a problem if you're not prepared. Then there's 7, Suicide Mission, which is just more of the same. They just keep on adding more and more objectives and more things to delay you. I'll just say that. Then there's 8, which is Impossible. Increased enemy presence, multiple operation modifiers, and heavily armored enemies. So this one just means that not only are you dealing with more enemies, but your objectives have more things to them to get them complete. Think of it as step 1 and step 2 and step 3, all of a sudden having a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5 before you actually get to your main objective, before it's actually finished. Helldive. This actually used to be the hardest difficulty, but then they added one more. Nothing new here, it's just more difficult on the enemy front. And then Super Helldive, which is the newest one that they added last year. And this is the most difficult one to be on, and I don't get the people of whoever just is always on these things. Like, if you're up here, you're usually either farming for super samples or you're just a die-hard, highest difficulty, insane person that I do not like. But yeah, that is the general overview of what you see once you actually start. Also to note, you can't just go from trivial all the way up to Super Helldive. You can't do that as a new player. What you do is that once you actually get above trivial, it will actually say, hey, you can actually now go up to level 2. Once you actually do that, you click on a mission and you click that operation. And I'm not seeing one on here, so let's go up to the next one, medium. All right, so here we go. Once you actually get to medium, you'll actually start seeing 2 missions inside of an operation. So once you complete a mission, that doesn't mean you can go straight to the next difficulty. You have to complete the entire operation to get the new difficulty. Then you can continue on to challenging. Then as soon as you complete that operation, then you can go on and complete the next difficulty, then so on and so forth. That is the basic overview. I'm gonna have some friends here that are gonna help me out in future videos with things like with what weapons you should try out first, what war bonds, what tactics you should do against certain enemies, and things of that nature. And we'll also go over personal, minor, and major objectives as well in future video. This is Riker Reeve telling you to have a good day and a good night.